Hello guys and welcome back to another video. So this is Pantay 700YT. And anyway, so in this video, welcome back to another flight world tutorials. So in this video, I'm gonna be teaching you on how to fly a naval body jets like the Airbus A320, Boeing 737 Max 8, and 757, or any kind of naval body jets. So principles applies, however, not all jets have same capability of A320 in terms of sync rate, but if you want me to make a video for it, you could comment on this video. So anyway, so this is gonna be a procedural training on how to fly an A320. Alright, so A320 has a 3 flaps as well for the standard and a 2 spoilers. So I'm gonna be teaching you on how you actually use them, because I saw a lot of people flying in this game, especially in YouTube. They are using the plane properly, which could lead to damage if this is real life or MSFX. Alright, so without further ado, and let's start. Alright, so for the pushback, of course, since you wanna fly, you're gonna be set your flaps to only one. It's for extension flaps. And now let's talk about the flight plan, which is a lot of people getting confused. So example, you wanna fly St. Martin to Archangel or Gibraltar. So I will give the best fit based on my experience on this flight. So starting with Keflavik, if you're flying to fly to St. Martin, I think ranging like 20 miles to 30 or 16. The best cruising altitude is gonna be 5k feet. So for runway visual reference, so since this game doesn't have an ILS or GPS, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna see the visuals of the runway based on the map. So example, this, you see the visual of the middle runway and the runway here. So that shows the runway that you're exactly landing, like that. Alright, so you can choose any runway that you wanna fly in, so you can see your position here. So push back your plane carefully. So 15 knots only. Don't forget to use your brakes as well and reduce your throttle, like that. So for taxi speed, the proper taxi speed are gonna be 25 to 30 knots. So let's start taxiing the Airbus A320. However, a lot of people will gonna be saying that this will just take a lot of flight. Well, this video is only for the people who is actually playing this game for realism and proper flight. So if you think that this video is not reliable for you, and I think it is best not to watch this. Anyway, so keep your aircraft to 30 knots. 30 knots. So you follow the yellow lane. Another tip is if you want to see your runway here. So we're gonna be taking off in the middle runway as usual since we're in Keflavik. So you can keep your 32 knots. However, if you feel it's too fast, keep it 30 knots. So just use your mouse to maintain, or you can use a letter say advanced rudder pedals. So you only control the rudder instead of the yaw. So you can use this the rudder, but I prefer this for because Steeler also acts in this. So keep taxing like that, 30 knots. And while we are taxing, I will also announce that the devs are gonna be adding the Boeing 777, I think in April 26, Saturday or Sunday. So I hope you guys are also excited to fly the plane. Anyways, so maybe at my next video, I'm gonna be teaching you on how to fly jumbo jets and wide body. So for now, let's just continue the aircraft. Alright, so once you are in the runway, so reduce your throttle because you're gonna be aligning your aircraft to the center path. So make sure that you are aligned in the white line like that. Alright, so once you're clear, put a little power to full power. Then right left of course, right left rather. Watch your green bar until it reaches white. So once it reaches white, just slightly put it like that, then gently rotate. There you go, just generate lift. So watch your altitude and your speed. Alright, you can keep pitching up. So 400 feet, you're up. And 600 to 700 must be a flaps up. So we're gonna be flying to St. Martin instead. So for faster. So this is gonna be 2000 feet. So reduce your throttle around. There you go, 3000 feet. Then let it climb. First letter C so you can see your aircraft climbing. Then once you're in say 6000 feet, you can altitude hold. However, for the aircraft speed, I kind of forget the cruising speed of the A320, but you can do research about the cruising speed of the A320. But as long as you are not using the full throttle, so it's gonna be a safe flight. So let's just keep cruising. 433 knots. But upon the research, it cruises around 445 knots for some reason. Alright, so I'm gonna be giving the land speed for the Airbus A320. So the Airbus A320 ranges around 120 knots to 130 knots of land speed, but 120 is recommended. But on this video, I'm just gonna be teaching you on techniques on how are you gonna be landing the plane without using high speed, with the precision of course. So since this isn't a passenger job, so we can see how many miles we are in. So we're gonna be referring to the map again. You can see our movement position almost in the middle. Right, so while you're still far, if you want to know the position of the runway, you can see. So you can see St. Martin's runway is aligned right here. So you're gonna be passing through the beach. So you use that reference once you turn. So now if you want to start descending and if you feel like you're already near, what you're gonna do is reduce your throttle and of course bunker. It depends on your heading, it's gonna be left or right, but make sure to read the map properly. Just put your throttle to idle, but do not let the airspeed bleed up much so it doesn't stall. So what you're gonna do right now is increase your throttle again. So for the hold the altitude, it's gonna be 2500 feet to 2600 feet. So and that will be your landing later. So there you go, we can see this St. Martin, so that's gonna be your approach. So no matter if it is dark or foggy, as long as you read the runway properly in the map, you can see the runway. So however, since all of us are not perfect in reading, we can still see the reading, so it's in the middle. So 2800 feet. However, if you're near, you don't need to hold your altitude much. So let's hold since we are still kind of far. So we can see the runway in the middle. Alright, so for the landing, it's gonna be a bit difficult part, especially for jets. Alright, so make sure to activate your full flaps and gear down. Set your aircraft speed to 120 knots. So here's the only technique. So the common advantage of narrow body jets are they don't have a high sink rate compared to wide body jets. So here what you're gonna do, so I'm gonna be using this technique. you're gonna keep your nose up so the sink rate is controlled. Nose up a bit like that slightly. Put a throttle a bit so and keep watching your attitude. And slightly push your nose, keep up so keep your throttle 300 feet, 200 feet, 200 feet. So keep watching. You won't fall down unless you watch a altitude. So 120 knots, keep reducing, push it. So maintain the precision in the runway. So once you're 80 feet, gently flare your aircraft like that and activate your spoilers and reverse thrust. Turn off again and press your brakes. However, for the landing, as long as it wasn't Islam, firm and positive touchdown is safe rather than butter. A lot of people are always saying do a butter, but a common mistake they do in butter is they keep floating the aircraft off the end and not landing in the runway exactly. So please do not be like those pilots in Roblox PTFS and in this game. I generally not recommended it. I used to do that too back then, but it's just gonna make you run out of runway. So all you need in the flying the aircraft is precision and of course sink rate control. So like that. So always keep in mind full flaps and activate spoilers and always use your brakes. So I guarantee you a full stop. And that is how you fly your Airbus A320. This element also applies in Boeing 737. I think Boeing 737 also have a 120 max speed. So like that, carefully taxi your aircraft to the airport that you want, and you can park it. Hopefully this video is pretty helpful. So let's just park the aircraft here. And there you go, just arrive safely with your passenger. There you go, and turn off your engine, and there you go, open the door, and there you go. Just finish flying the aircraft. And that is how you fly a jet aircraft in this game. Naval body jets, Airbus 320, 757, 737, or whatever the naval body jets. So that's all in this video. Thank you for watching and hopefully this is useful. If you want any aircraft training, you can request me one. Except military, I don't do military much. I can only instruct commercial flights. So that's all.